Hello viewers, here is a Breeze Machine Lasko. I think Lasko Breeze Machine would be a more logical ordering, but this is what we've got. It is the Lasko 3526 Breeze the Machine. It is a Type 10 Style 485 and it's rated for 65 amps of the current. It even still bears a UL listing. We'll need Tori to fill in the blanks here of when these were on the market and when the different variants existed, but I believe that this is one of the earlier variants. Probably dates back to at least the 90s, if not the late 80s. I'm pretty sure there is still a variant of this sold to this day, which would have put this on the market for 2 or 3 decades at least, which is a pretty impressive run for a basic consumer grade product. I quite like these fans. I think they're pretty decent. I think this is a very good embodiment of what an economy grade product should be. It has a very simple, almost primitive type design to it, and it's clearly built down to a cost, but it's not so cheap that it doesn't last or it doesn't work good. It's a 2-speed model, and it does have plenty of venting for air to flow through the motor. It's kind of an interesting color scheme. It's like a very dark blue and a very dark green. And the cord had a bit of a mishap. It was tied up like this, so ridiculously tight. Now it looks like a spring instead of a telephone. I mean, oh no, not a telephone. Man, this is like the 15 millionth take of this video. I'm just keeping it. This is what the cord looks like. Use your own imagination to make up what you want it to look like or what it's supposed to look like. It's a very lightweight and plasticky design, but in the unit's defense, the plastic is still in good shape. It's not powdery or breaking down at all anywhere that I can see. Even these stinking knobs on the side are plastic, which adjusts the tilt, and it does have a good tilt range. You can tilt it wherever you want. This kind of tightens up as you move it, so you got to keep that way out. And there's no obnoxious clicking positions that make it sound like it's going to break any soon as you adjust the height. It looks like the blade's supposed to be blue, or maybe a very light purple or something like that, but it's extremely dusty. This does have a stinking C-frame shaded pole motor in it, and I'm often very critical of those motors appearing in fans, especially higher quality, more expensive units. But I think that this case is one of the scenarios where this is kind of acceptable. It's a cheaper economy grade product. It has a cheaper economy grade motor. I think the blade is the same blade that was used on the 9-inch osculating fan in the 2000s. I forget what the model number was. I remember that hub. It looks familiar. That 9-inch fan is also pretty decent. It seems like an overall pretty good blade design. I haven't taken one of these apart in a while, but it looks like it might come out pretty easily. At least the guard might separate pretty easily. Just got a bunch of tabs around the outside that you'd have to push in. I would have liked to have seen a wall mount option on this, but I suppose the number of people that would actually use it is probably very small. The plug is depolarized, but it is not fused. I suspect this is from quite a few years before the fuse plug era started to take off. Okay, we're going to be testing at 119.4 the volts. We'll go over to the amps because that's what we have specified on the data sheet, and we'll turn it on. It is only 2 speeds. It starts on 2, so we'll start on 1. I think that's going to be the slower of the 2. And it does appear to be in a state of disrepair. The switch is very squeaky and the bearings are stiff. In its defense, it is very cold down here. It's probably only about 55 degrees on the floor where it was sitting, but this is still very stiff. You know what's amazing about this is that it was in the on position when I bought it at the thrift store, and the cord was nicely wrapped up, so I tend to believe that this was tested and it was still priced too high. I think this was priced around $8, which would have been a good deal if it was working, but not in this condition. Now, granted, I can fix it, this is not a problem, but for the average consumer going to buy a fan, this is worthless. So we'll give it a couple seconds to see if it's going to take off or not. It might. It's starting to pick up some speed. The blade looks to be in decent enough clock. I wonder if it's going to be grotesquely out of balance. Lasko is notorious for that. If I recall correctly, these also have some kind of weird aerodynamics issue, at least on the newer ones, where sometimes the air will get stuck and it doesn't move out of the fan. I'm curious to see if this one's going to do that or not. Hurry up! It's hot! Well, it might not work. I actually can feel a fair bit of breeze from it already, even just running at this very slow speed. As requested, here's our balancing meter, and as you can see, it is totally out of balance as usual. Completely on par for a Lasko product. Sounds like it's getting ready to take off now. This is really taking a long time to start up. I actually can feel it across the room already, and it's not running very quickly. Actually, the balance isn't too bad. I don't think that it's running anywhere near full spec, but it's not too bad at the moment. And for being nearly silent, it still puts out a decent breeze. I don't think that that's running up to spec. I think the bearings are way too stiff. Nah, I don't know. It's definitely kind of stiff, but we'll see. So we'll clean and service this, and hopefully it'll get better. But I quite like this. It's very quiet, and it seems to be pretty good aerodynamically. It wasn't a particularly strong breeze, but it carries very nicely, which is how I like fans to be.